Taylor Swift just endorsed Kamala Harris. Taylor Swift, yeah. She posts a picture of herself with her cat. Would you look at this? You can, of course. Like, you can kiss your sales to the Republican audience goodbye, Taylor. Hope you enjoyed them while you had them. And this is what she posts. Like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now's a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about the proposed policies, etc. Recently, I was made aware that an AI of me falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted to its site, blah, blah, blah. And the simplest way to combat misinformation is with the truth. I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I am voting for Kamala because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. I think she's a steady-handed, gifted leader. And I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of her running mate, Tim Walz, who has been standing up for LGBTQ rights, IVF, and a woman's right to her own body for decades. Oh, my God. So this woman is fine with his plan to take custody of the children from parents who don't want them to chop off their body parts and put them in Minnesota court's custody so the body parts can be chopped off and they can be sterilized outside the custody of their parents. That's what led Taylor Swift to endorse him. Can I tell you something? I criticized her about 6 months ago when she came out strongly in favor of, she went to a fundraiser to raise money for Hamas, supposedly Palestinians, but the group that was doing the fundraising was known to funnel the money to Hamas. And I said, people should boycott her. It was an offhanded comment. People went nuts. Some lunatic dropped a note in my personal mailbox outside my house begging me not to boycott Taylor Swift, as though I have that power. I'm allowed to criticize Taylor Swift, and I don't give a shit who gets upset. This is disgusting. If she wants to vote Harris Walz, she can do it all she wants. But to say the reason she's doing it is because of Tim Walz's stance on LGBTQ, F you, Taylor Swift, and F all of the people who want to see these children have body parts chopped off and watch them sterilized under the age of consent, and then will ride off to their multi-gazillion-dollar mansions, never to think of them again. Emily, this is unbelievable. The left is losing its mind. She signed it Taylor Swift, childless cat lady.
Oh, how cute.
This is Michael Popok, Legal AF. We just learned that Taylor Swift is a bigger real estate genius than Donald Trump because she found a way to rent space in Donald Trump's head, J.D. Vance's head, Megyn Kelly's head, all of the right-wing MAGA's head for absolutely no charge, for free, ever since she made the endorsement on the night of the debate for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Now, look, you just heard Megyn Kelly literally lose her you-know-what in cursing out Taylor Swift and claiming that the market and Republican dollars are going to punish Taylor Swift for her First Amendment expression, for her endorsement. All that means is they are scared S-less by the Taylor Swift effect. Taylor Swift as a person, as an entertainer, as a public figure, has a tremendous impact in a way that's almost incalculable about people's decision-making. Her tour alone, the Eras tour alone, was so big economically that the Federal Reserve had a report on the economic impact of Taylor Swift's tour and the dollars she pumped into economies around the country during the tour. She made the Federal Reserve book. That's how big she is. Now, Oprah Winfrey, when she was a notorious independent that came off the sidelines and endorsed Barack Obama, political scientists, election and voting analysts figured out after the fact that Oprah was good for plus 3 million additional votes to Barack Obama, more than enough to have him win election twice. What do you think Taylor Swift at this moment, this incandescent moment in her career, what do you think she's worth in terms of additive new votes of young voters, millennial voters, those that support them, and everybody else who decide not only that they're in their minds that they're going to vote, but now because of Taylor Swift are going to go through the process of registering to vote and actually voting. We often criticize young voters because they don't vote in the same percentage numbers as older voters. But with Taylor Swift saying, follow my lead, that is what scares the crap out of the Republicans. That's why they're going after her so hard, because they know that if Oprah Winfrey was good for plus 3 million, what do you think the Taylor Swift impact in 2024 would be? between social media, her billion-sized audience, and her impact, between her and her relationship with Travis Kelce. Is it double? Is it double Oprah? Is it 6 million? Is it triple? Is it 9 million? Is it quadruple? Is it 12 million? Could be. Forget about RFK. That is so yesterday's news. The only two endorsements that came out in the last month for Donald Trump was RFK, he with the brain worm and somebody that, kills a bear cub and leaves it in Central Park. I mean, I think that's a negative. It's not a plus additive votes. And Kamala Harris picks up Taylor Swift. Now, that's why you see Megyn Kelly going after her. That's why you see J.D. Vance attacking and having it backfire, attacking Taylor Swift in a way that actually boomerangs off of her and hits his own boss in Donald Trump. Let's play the clip of J.D. Vance going after Taylor Swift, calling her an out-of-touch celebrity billionaire. He always has a way of projecting. I don't know if it's just something inside of him that he just can't help himself. But every criticism, you can just strip off the label and make it about his own boss, Donald Trump, who he's supposedly trying to help get elected. Let's play the clip.
How do you speak to women voters who obviously they care about what she thinks?
Of course. Well, look, we admire Taylor Swift's music, but I don't think most Americans, whether they like her music or fans of hers or not, are going to be influenced by a billionaire celebrity who I think is fundamentally disconnected from the interests and the problems of most Americans. Look, when...
All right, so you may be wondering, what's making Megyn Kelly curse out Taylor Swift and claim without any support whatsoever that Taylor Swift is going to suffer in the marketplace because she's finally decided to endorse? Now, look, I know in the past, there have been athletes and other celebrities that don't want to get involved with politics. They don't want to mix it up. Michael Jordan famously once said, Republicans buy sneakers too. And that answered the question as to why he never endorsed anybody. But this is a different time and this is a different age. And there's a social responsibility that comes with being a celebrity at the status. And she's alone on Mount Olympus of celebrity. And that is what Taylor Swift has done. And there's enough time. We're 50 days or so until the election, but we're less until the end of voter registration. People that wake up on the 4th or the 5th and they want to vote, but they haven't registered are going to be out of luck. Despite what Republicans are telling people, that Democrats can just show up in precincts they don't belong to, in states they don't belong to. If they're illegal aliens, they can vote. That's all untrue. You have to register to vote. And states around the country that are controlled by MAGA and red are making it even harder to register. So what I'm hoping is that one of the aspects of the Taylor Swift impact or effect is going to be getting and motivating voters of every stripe and every age and every ethnicity, race, and gender, and no gender, to get off the couch and to go figure out, with the help of, democratic organizations can help with this process, how to navigate a Byzantine maze of regulations to get yourself registered to vote. Traditional bed sheets, they can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. It can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses, and it's just gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, antibacterial bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent up to 99.7% of bacteria growth and require up to 3 times less laundry. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather. So you get better sleep every night. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Go to trymiracle.com/legalaf to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, If you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo, LegalAF at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/LegalAF and use the code LegalAF to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/LegalAF to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. When I turned 18, I literally dropped a card at my local post office in the mail with a stamp on it and checked the box, and I was registered to vote. Today, you might have to show a passport. You might have to show a birth certificate. You might have to show an electric bill. You might have to show all sorts of things. God forbid your driver's license and your home address don't match. God forbid your electric bill doesn't match your driver's license. God forbid you don't have a passport to prove citizenship in certain states. God forbid you don't know the person that you need to register to vote with, or you think you're going to show up the day of and register to vote, which doesn't happen in this country. Early voting is starting soon. Early voting has started already in certain states. Registration is going on parallel. Taylor Swift can impact that. My prediction, if Oprah Winfrey, almost 16, 18 years ago, was good for, in that environment, in that day and age, which seems like prehistoric Fred Flintstone times at this point, if she was good for 3 million plus votes for Barack Obama, Taylor Swift, I would triple it. I would say at least 10 million votes now that weren't going to be cast at all are now going to be cast for Kamala Harris. And that's important because everybody that looks at the election and polling, even including people that are professionals in this area like James Carville and the rest, have said, they want to see, to get comfortable, they want to see the popular polling number, not state by state, be at least +3 to +4 for Kamala Harris. They want to see her get like a 51-47 lead in the polling to give them a lot more confidence. If she can get and crack that 3 and 4 point lead in the national popular vote, then they think that will descend down to the battleground states, and she'll, of course, it's state by state, it's precinct by precinct, it's hand-to-hand combat. But that will give them more comfort. And this is one of the ways to do it. Now take in early voting, combined with registration, the Taylor Swift impact of pushing people to the polls. In the black churches in America, they talk about getting souls to polls. That also scares the crap out of Republicans because historic black churches generally vote Democratic. Souls to Polls has always been a program where they take a bus in front of a church and they bring it to the appropriate precincts. They drop people off. And sometimes they have information with them so they know how to vote. And they vote. It's Souls to Polls. Republicans are scared shitless over that. And this is, you think Souls to Polls as a program scares them? Taylor Swift just telling the effectively 10 million or 13 million people to go vote for her candidate of choice. And here's why. I mean, Elon Musk made it in a creepy, cringy, rapey way, said, I'll give you a child, Taylor, and I'll take care of your cats. Oh, well, did I leave out misogynist? Taylor Swift needs Elon Musk to impregnate her? I mean, this is the Republican Party. For those in the Republican Party, I'm speaking to you now, and I have friends that are. If you are in the Republican Party, you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. For those that try to compartmentalize Donald Trump and say, well, I don't like his tweets, and I think he's unhinged, and I don't think he's normal, and right, the very least, and he's childish, and he's creepy, and he's cringy, and all, and he's racist, but I like his policies. Or as somebody said to me last night, I do better with the economy and taxes because of Republicans in office like Trump. I can separate the person from the policies. You can't. And that's a lie to yourself. I mean, you can make it, but at least acknowledge it's a lie to yourself about the messenger. You know, I hear fundamentalist Christians say it's not the messenger, it's the message. No, it's the messenger and the message, right? Think about it that way. And so Taylor Swift, and the reason that she is putting a mirror and shining a light and a magnifier on the Republican Party and what they stand for. It's a cult. We are one party short of a two-party system. I've said that before. So is Judge Michael Ludick, who's been with me in various interviews. And it's pointing it out, the way this is running. To have Elon Musk say this is the Musk versus Taylor Swift election, it's not. It's an election about the rule of law, about women's rights, about civil rights, about immigration rights. That's all on the ballot. Restoring a woman to a first-class position in this country and not a second-class citizen. That's a good place to start, and Taylor Swift will help with that as well. And it's not just women that are going to be impacted by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's impact goes beyond gender or no gender. It is a license or a signal, a permission slip to people to be involved politically, to not fear retribution, to express their First Amendment rights. While Donald Trump continues to try to attack them, scare them, threaten to arrest them, and imprison them. And they need that courage. It's courage. Everybody's courage. My doing podcast is a display. You registering, going to vote, standing in line, getting neighbors to vote is a display. You seeing a neighbor next door who will remain nameless, who's flying a Trump flag and putting a Harris flag and a Harris sign right next door is a display of First Amendment expression that you have to do without fear. I got a neighbor who wanted to put up, literally right in front of me, who wanted to put up a Harris sign, asked me to give her one, and I gave her one. We located it in front of her house. And because she's 93 years old, and she immigrated from Portugal many, many years ago, and as a Democrat, she thought better of it. She says, I live alone. You know, this is a trying time of political rhetoric and violence. We'll need to take the sign down. And I felt bad for her and for us as a society that she had to take that sign down. And so we're going to watch now the acting out, of MAGA, who think they're helping Donald Trump by attacking Taylor Swift. All that's happening, I did another hot take on this, is that Taylor Swift's numbers are going up. iTunes, which monitors Taylor Swift's sales, haven't budged a iota. They haven't dropped an iota. She has 11 albums in the top 100. She did before the endorsement. She does now. If anything, she'll get new voters. And to think, as Megyn Kelly said, Republican voters are going to stop supporting Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is bigger than MAGA. They're bigger than MAGA. In the Godzilla versus Martha, Taylor Swift is Godzilla. And I mean that in a good and complimentary way. Okay. So we're going to continue to follow the meltdown as MAGA and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance try to figure out how to triangulate around a problem, a big 800-pound Godzilla named Taylor Swift and her 10, 15, 20 million new votes that she's now going to move over to Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. We'll follow it all on MeidasTouch and on Legal AF. There it is. Every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Join us for a podcast that sits at the intersection of law and politics, where we curate the top 3 or 4 stories and we bring it to you just this way, without fear, without smoke, without sunshine. We just call it, as practicing lawyers who know what they're talking about. Find out what 40 million people a month already know, that Legal AF is the home of law and politics commentary and analysis. And then you can pick us up on audio podcast platforms, wherever you get those. Just plug in Legal AF. There's our album cover, and you'll be able to find us. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popok reporting. Heary, heary, Legal AF Law Breakdown is now in session. Go beyond the headlines and get a deep dive into the important legal concepts you need to know and we discuss every day on Legal AF. Exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, all for the price of a couple of cups of coffee. Join us at patreon.com/legalaf. That's patreon.com/legalaf.